Kathy High was a Symbiotica artist in residence in 2009 and returned the following year with a fellowship from the John Simon Guggenheim Foundation. She created a vampire study group, which is an interdisciplinary conceptual art project, and continues working with the body, the biological manipulation of life, and presents a dystopic view of the future of human species. Blood Wars is a project that looks at the biological reaction of human white blood cells and questions traits inherited through blood. It is set up as a competition in an ironic simulated tournament where different individuals' white blood cells vie for dominance in the Petri dish. It playfully engages with the age-old debates about blood traits and discussions of the powerful histories of blood. It's set up as a series of playoffs. The cellular winner of each round will go on to fight another participant. By participating in Blood Wars, she hopes that audiences will come to have a better understanding of the processes of blood cell division, cell staining, immune cells, and immune system functioning. In another piece by Kathy High, Rat Laughter, she asks, can rats communicate their level of well-being through ultrasonic emissions? Measuring rat laughter in the lab uses various approaches to research ultrasonic sounds in an animal laboratory setting. This project tests the laboratory environment to determine what sounds create stresses for lab rats. This means listening to the lab during routine procedures, maintenance, and husbandry to hear and record what ultrasonic emissions are created, as well as recording sounds from rats during periods judged to be non-stressful, or the periods of play, the periods of feeding of young rats by their mothers, and to try to elicit rat laughter. Kathy High's work has centered on animals for a long time. In fact, she did an important piece dealing with rats in laboratories, very much inspired by the writings of Donna Haraway on the onco mouse. Rats are used in biological and medical studies because they're very close relatives to humans on the tree of evolution, believe it or not. And what Kathy High asks is, if we can solve health problems using rats, then why are we treating them as if they're not important? And how are we genetically engineering them? When they are generally considered pests and vectors of disease, it's interesting to turn around and actually look at these animals as beings not to be afraid of, but beings that are helping us in our health issues. She also brings us closer into knowing what a transgenic rat is. These are rats that are engineered specifically for scientific research. They have foreign DNA inserted into their genome that are specific for particular type of research. And they're walking around with non-expressible molecules in their bodies, minds, and cells that are completely different from what would happen in a natural system. We could refer to these scientifically generated rats as hybrids, cyborgs, or chimeras. The artist decided to buy 3 of these lab rats that were supposed to be retired breeders, meaning they were used to give birth to baby rats that carried that added gene. Their ears have holes and yellow markings on their fur as a kind of a numbering system for their identification. The artist bought them to try and make them live as long as possible and to see if they could become healthy given their prior genetic conditioning. She treated them holistically with alternative medicines such as homeopathy, environmental enrichment, good food, and play. It should be noted that Kathy High, the artist, suffers from autoimmune problems, Crohn's disease, and stress is one of the triggers to that condition. She decided to look at a way where she could identify with the rats and feel as though they were mirroring each other. She wanted to see what kind of kinship would emerge and would look for when they're feeling tired, when they see exhaustion, and figure out ways to make them rest. What Kathy High brings into the art world with the installation, incorporating her relationship with live lab rats, is empathy and a debate about the politics of caring for such forgotten creatures, what are normally considered pests or disposable animals.